Greetings from the Arcturians. This is a follow-up video from yesterday's video titled, Wow, US Warplanes Crashed in Midair by the Galactics in Kuwait at NASA, and that you heard it on this channel first. Greetings from the Arcturians. Did I say that in the beginning of this video? If I did, well, then I'm repeating myself, and I just feel like saying it again. Some people find that triggering, me just saying that. Greetings from the Arcturians. Some people want me to stop saying that. And I clearly triggered someone yesterday, someone left a comment, which I deleted because that's all I need to do, You can leave a comment and all I need to do is just delete it. And then you're deleted from my existence even, because you don't exist for me. And I know who was behind that comment. It's an op who's been spiritually and energetically attacking me and trying to take me down and outright kill me, sacrifice me to the devil Baphomet for years now. Anyway, I stopped talking about that, but that doesn't mean that I'm still not under spiritual attack and energetic attacks, etc., every day and every night, still, because I am. Because these people are still watching me and they're still spiritually and energetically attacking me day and night. And of course, I have to keep fighting with the devil, the demons, the evil entities, the evil spirits that keep sending at me as well. And of course, the main ones are still obviously the devil Baphomet, Jinn, Iblis, and of course, other evil spirits. So they've sent an army of the dead at me, an army of the dead. And yeah, there's just too much that I don't even talk about anymore. Like, I don't even want to mention it because it gives, you know what, never mind. Exactly. As I said, I don't even want to talk about it. I don't even want to mention it. And I shouldn't have even mentioned it just now, but oh well. Anyway, so this is a follow-up from my yesterday's video titled, Wow, US Warplanes Crashed Down by the Galactics in Kuwait at NASA, because obviously I wanted NASA's attention. I wanted NASA to watch that video message as well. And that, you heard it here on this channel first, because I'm the one connected to the Galactics and Commander Ashtar. So this kind of, I'm tapped in. This kind of information and intel would only come through me. And well, then, whoever would want to copy it, because I've got copycats watching me too, then, then they'll copy it without giving me any credit for it. So anyway, I was getting some more on that because yesterday's video, I finished it in terms of, well, I don't know why the Galactics, the Arcturians, and other Galactics, and Commander Ashtar of Ashtar Command or Ashtar Galactic Command and Jupiter Command, why did they, crashed those US warplanes or fighter jets? And I kind of left that video, yesterday's video, at that. And that, if I get more messages on that, or if I get more on that, then I'll come back and do another video. And here I am, here we are, because they have given me more on that and why they crashed those US warplanes and fighter jets in Kuwaiti airspace in Kuwait. Why? Because the Arcturians other galactics, Commander Ashtar and Jupiter Command. Commander Ashtar of Ashtar Command or Ashtar Galactic Command and Jupiter Command, they're telling me that those US warplanes or fighter jets were flying to Iran for further airstrikes on Iranian cities. That's civilians getting caught up in the middle of it all and getting caught up in the fire. And more civilian casualties would have been had, I'm getting right now, that they would have caused these airstrikes on Iranian cities, would have caused even more civilian casualties in Iran, in Iranian cities. I see. So that's why the Arcturians, the Galactics, Commander Ashtar, and Jupiter Command. Commander Ashtar of Ashtar Command or Ashtar Galactic Command and Jupiter Command. That's why they crashed those US warplanes or fighter jets in mid-air in Kuwait, in Kuwaiti airspace. That's why. So they actually stopped further airstrikes from happening in Iran, in Iranian cities, and on Iranian people. And they've stopped it. They stopped it by crashing down those US warplanes and fighter jets. And, I've been watching the news a little bit, and, on the news, they're saying, oh, it was friendly fire. No, it wasn't. Or, if, I even came across some channel on YouTube saying, oh, it was Iran who crashed those US warplanes and fighter jets down. Really? And then, I was getting from the Arcturians that, yeah, that's just propaganda. These people don't know what they're talking about. And it doesn't even make sense. It doesn't even make common sense. Iran doesn't even have nuclear weapons. How could they have sonic weapons that are more advanced than nuclear weapons even? Use your common sense, people. But no, some people don't even use their common sense. I mean, well, I've learned that. So no, it wasn't Iran, and it wasn't friendly fire either. It wasn't Kuwait either. Now, what else am I getting here? That oh yeah, and the Arcturians, the Galactics, and Commander Ashtar and Jupiter Command, they were telling me that Pentagon knows who it was. Pentagon knows the truth. And Pentagon is watching me too. So, greetings, Pentagon. You know the truth. You know. You know who it was who crashed down your, fighter jets in Kuwaiti airspace, in Kuwait. You know who, and you know why. Because I've already said why. And Pentagon, US government, and President Trump asked Kuwait to corroborate with their story of it being friendly fire, of it being Kuwait crashing down those jets. Because they're covering it up, because they're covering up the truth. that it was the galactics. That's what's really going on there with that. So they're lying to you, they're lying to the people regarding what happened and who crashed those US warplanes and fighter jets. Um, and, also, the number of planes crashed is being covered up as well. And if they say anything more on that, you know, then that's still part of their cover up story. It's all being covered up. The Galactics are telling me right now that it's all being covered up. That's what the Arcturians are telling me right now, and Commander Ashtar and Jupiter Command. Yeah, so they're saying it's all being covered up. And of course, the US government, Pentagon, President Trump, they all asked Kuwait to corroborate with their story, with their cover up of this incident in midair, and US warplanes and fighter jets being crashed in midair by the Galactics, by the Arcturians, by Commander Ashtar of Ashtar Command or Ashtar Galactic Command and Jupiter Command. It's all being covered up. You know, the Galactics, the Arcturians, Commander Ashtar, Ashtar Command, and Jupiter Command, by doing this, by crashing those US warplanes and fighter jets down in Kuwaiti airspace, they've already stopped further airstrikes on Iran and Iranian cities and on um, Iranian civilians. And, they're already doing their part in helping us and in saving us by doing things like that or by doing something like that. And we are the ones who won't let them in. They're already saving us and helping us, but we are the ones who won't let them in. And, I keep talking to NASA about this too, that please make first contact happen and let the galactics in. And NASA is not doing it either, at least not yet. But NASA needs to know what the galactics, what the Arcturians, what Commander Ashtar of Ashtar Command or Ashtar Galactic Command, and what Jupiter Command, what they are already doing to help us and assist us and save us. So please know that. And again, I request that you, NASA, please make first contact happen. Make it possible. Make it happen. And let the galactics in. Because they're already doing their part in helping us and saving us from ourselves, even. And this incident with, them crashing down US warplanes, US fighter jets in Kuwait, in Kuwaiti airspace, is proof of their help and assistance and of them saving our world already. Anyway, whether we're letting them in or not, they're already doing their part in helping us and assisting us and saving our world. So maybe you want to, reconsider not letting them in. Maybe you want to reconsider that, NASA. You're watching too. And I'll put NASA in the title if I could, to get your attention so you can watch this video message as well from me. So you can get to know, more in terms of what happened and why those US fighter jets were crashed down by the Galactics, by the Arcturians, by Commander Ashtar and Jupiter Command. Well, now you know. And whatever is being said on the news about it is lies. They're covering it up. They're covering up the truth because they're covering up the truth about the Galactics and how they're helping us and saving our world already, and how they're playing their part in helping us, assisting us, and saving our world, and saving us even from ourselves already. And I'm also getting that Pentagon knows. Pentagon knows the truth because the Galactics sent a message to Pentagon before they crashed down those US warplanes and fighter jets. Oh, and now they're saying, and now we are sending a message through you as well, through me as well. Okay, so now, Pentagon and the US government is getting a message through me as well from the Galactics. This message. And I know, it's like, I know the US government is watching me, been watching me, CIA especially. Yeah. And who came through with that message again? I mean, I've been getting that message for a while now, and I've already said that here on my channel more than once. But, again, planet Mercury, because I'm connected to the planets in our solar system as well. Oh, I'm connected to the whole galaxy and our sister galaxy Andromeda as well, and beyond. They all connect with me, and they can all come through me and speak through me, and I can, channel all of them and their messages. But planet Mercury, also known as Tahuti and also known as Thoth, uh, Thoth was is from ancient Egyptian mythology, but it's not just mythology. But Thoth is an Egyptian god, and I think Tahuti that's coming from African culture, but it's the same energy. It's planet Mercury. Um, oh, and of course, NASA, pay attention because I'm connected to the planets as well. And you're not curious about that either? Like how am I connected to the planets? How are the planets communicating with me, with a human? You're not even curious to find out, to figure it out. You don't want to connect with me so you could connect with the planets in our solar system even. I'm just gobsmacked at, how complacent. Are they being complacent? Is NASA being complacent and complying with US government? In compliance with US government. Oh, well, I guess that's expected. Yeah, I think I've lost my train of thought here because that message just came through. But okay. Yeah, but I mean, NASA should be jumping on this kind of opportunity. As scientists, you should be curious, at the least. But okay, I understand. We understand that this is complicated, right? So you heard all of this here on this channel first and coming through me first. Now, if anyone watching me would want to, be a copycat and would want to copy my information and my intel and then, I don't know, present it on their channel, you know, a bigger channel, making it look like it's coming from them, then I don't even know what to say. Just have some integrity, please. Where's your integrity? You just want to take my information, my intel, without giving me any credit, without giving me any exposure, because that's what you are supposed to do. That's why we came across each other. That's why I contacted you. But you did the same as everyone else. Instead of giving me exposure, instead of giving me credit, you went ahead and started stealing my information and copying my information and intel and making it look like it's coming from you as well, just like others did, just like others have been doing to me as well. And you turned out to be the same. Oh well, God is watching, the universe is watching, everyone mistreating me in every way. And you will all be judged for that. Coming back to the message, this Iran war and or conflict is mainly Netanyahu's war. But he's using President Trump, the most powerful man in the world right now, to destabilize the whole region, the whole of Middle East, to destabilize not just Iran, but the whole of the Middle East as well, to destabilize the region. And I'm just thinking, does President Trump wants to destabilize Iran and the whole of Middle East, the whole region as well? Because I'm kind of getting that too. So then it's both of them who wants to destabilize not just Iran, but the whole of Middle East, the whole region. Okay, they're saying they are both in it. So they're both in it. They both want to destabilize not just Iran, but also the Middle East, the whole region. So, those US warplanes and fighter jets crashing down in Kuwaiti airspace in Kuwait was not friendly fire. It was the Galactics, the Arcturians, Commander Ashtar of Ashtar Command or Ashtar Galactic Command, and Jupiter Command, preventing further airstrikes, further attacks on Iran and Iranian cities and on Iranian civilians. And that's the truth of the matter. That everyone is covering up, especially the US government, President Trump, Pentagon, and they're pressuring Kuwait to corroborate with their story, to corroborate with their cover up as well. And that's why Kuwait is saying whatever Kuwait is saying and is corroborating with their story and with their cover up, with the US government's cover up. And that's the truth of it. That's coming out here on this channel through me and from the Galactics. Now, let me come back to, the Iranian Supreme Leader Ali Khamenei's spirit, because I was talking about his spirit and, and whatever messages were coming through. um, yesterday in my other videos as well. And then I was getting more messages that, Ali Khamenei's spirit, wants revenge, and that he's raging in the spirit on the other side. That's, you know, the message I was getting yesterday. But then, you know, later on, I was also getting the message that, okay, now he's starting to calm down. Like he was raging in the spirit, right after dying violently like that. And then that's the thing. It's like I could, say a few words on that too. When people die suddenly and violently like that, or when people get killed or assassinated suddenly and violently like that, their spirit cannot rest. And then, yeah, spirits have emotions too. They can get angry, they can get rageful too. So that's what was happening with Ali Khamenei's spirit yesterday. But I'm getting that he's calmed down a bit now, by now, in the spirit on the other side. But, and also, in one of my yesterday's videos, when I was, bringing forth this message from Ali Khamenei's spirit, and of course the Arcturians, um, you know, I said in one of my videos that I was uncomfortable delivering Ali Khamenei's spirit message. But then, the Arcturians were talking to me and they were saying that I should put my personal prejudice aside when it comes to Ali Khamenei, because I was talking to the Arcturians. I was saying, yeah, but it's like it's not like he was a saint. I mean, he killed people too. He killed his own people. Like recently with all those Iranian protests, and he was executing his own people. He was executing Iranian civilians who were coming out to protest. And he killed a lot of them in the thousands. He executed, I think he was executing his own civilians, Iranian civilians. And I think that's how they were able to get those protests under control. And that's why those protests died down, because he started executing his own civilians. So that's why I was, being uncomfortable delivering Ali Khamenei's spirit message. But then, the Arcturians were reasoning with me, and they were saying that, I need to put my personal prejudice aside when it comes to Ali Khamenei and just be the messenger and just be the star messenger that I am, and just deliver the message from him and from his spirit too, just like I do with everyone and with everyone's spirit. So I was like, okay, you know, the truth of the matter is that men like the Iranian Supreme Leader Ali Khamenei, President Putin, President Trump, Prime Minister Netanyahu are the same in the end. They are responsible for the deaths of many, many innocent human beings, and they will pay for it. That's why there's God's judgment and Judgment Day. And that's the time we're going through. Those are the times we're going through. We are going through Judgment Day times. I've been saying that for a few years now. Um, so, that's why there's God's judgment. That's why there's karma or karma for our actions, for our deeds, especially for our negative deeds or negative amal, as the Muslims would say, uh, and negative karma, as the Hindus would say, and, negative deeds, as the Christians would say. I guess it's the same for the Jews as well. Not I guess, it is the same for the Jews as well, for everyone. For everyone. It doesn't even matter if, if you believe in God, or if you have a religion or not. So, and all the people that men like these have killed in wars or armed conflicts, whom you call collateral damage, they will have to answer to their souls, to their spirits in the afterlife, and they will be judged. Just like I'm getting the spirit of Ali Khamenei is being judged right now on the other side in the afterlife. He's being judged by God, and he's being judged by Anubis. And anyone who won't understand that, just understand this: God delegates too. That's why Anubis is there, because God delegates too, just like we humans do. That's all you need to understand. Right, I think I've covered everything I needed to cover in this video and for this video message. So take care, stay safe, over and out.